2024 is coming to an end, so I decided to make a video talking about 5 of the best games that came out this year. This is my opinion, so if you disagree, that's completely fine. I'm sure there's probably better games out there that I haven't played yet, but these are my personal favorites, and if you somehow don't know about them, then it'd be good for you to try them. But before we continue, consider subscribing if you like this video, and I also want to thank you guys. We hit 600 subs in 2 months, and that's crazy. You guys are amazing, so thank you for the support. I'll do my best to keep uploading consistently. With that out of the way, we may begin. The first game on this list is Block Tales, and I don't think that should be a surprise. This game is really good. So, Block Tales is basically an RPG game where your main quest is to retrieve the sword fight on the Heights swords. However, you got a little problem. Your ops hate you, so they're gonna do their best to make sure you do not reach your goal. You're gonna have to fight a lot, but that's alright because you start with the best possible weapon: a ball. This game surprised me with its mechanics. It's an interesting system and an incredibly good RPG game. No wonder it won the Game of the Year award. And if you haven't played it yet, then what are you doing? Go play it. Wait, actually, no. Watch this video, and after you're done watching it, you can go play it. Then open the... Oh, he's explaining to me how to get this. Oh, okay. Okay, do I have it now? What do I do with it? They aren't free, bruh. They cost build points. Make sure your broke bum can't afford it, bruh. Bro, this little penguin is so rude. I swear to God, when I get strong enough, I'm gonna smack you. There's a lot of other things to talk about in this game, but this is not a Block Tales video, so if you want to find out, you should go play yourself. And trust me, you're not gonna regret it. Next on the list may be a little unexpected since I don't think any of you knew I play these types of games. Unless I mentioned this in a previous video, I'm not sure. But the second on the list is Jujutsu Shenanigans. Now, there's probably a few of you watching who completely disagree with me on this one and would put other games on this list like the Strongest Battlegrounds. But first of all, the Strongest Battlegrounds didn't come out this year, and Jujutsu Shenanigans is still better. And before you dislike and leave the video, let me explain, okay? Jujutsu Shenanigans introduced 2 new mechanics to the Battlegrounds genre. The first one is that you can destroy buildings, and that alone is already a massive difference from your average Battlegrounds game. But the second mechanic also plays a vital role in this game, which is special moves. Each character has a special move, and to use it, you gotta press R. For example, Gojo's here is teleportation. And these 2 factors are definitely what made this one of the best and most popular games of this year. It also gets frequent updates, which is pretty awesome. I mean, just look at these moves. The only negative side about this game that I can think of right now is probably the community. There's a lot of bad apples in this community. Even if you don't like these types of games, I think you should give this one a try. It can get pretty fun. Third on our list is Fish. Okay, come on, you had to have expected it to be on this list. I don't think there's a lot for me to explain about Fish since I believe most of you watching have already played it yourselves. But if you haven't, then basically in this game you just fish, you sell your fish to buy better fishing rods so you can catch more fish, so you can sell them to get better rods until you have the best rod in the game and have nothing to do other than brag about the gigantic fish you've been collecting. It may sound boring at first, but it really isn't. The fish here look really cool, and you're also able to explore a couple of islands. People call Fish an idle game, but I don't really see it as that. Unlike Souls RNG, for example, here you gotta do things. You gotta click to shake, and then you gotta do a little mini game to catch the fish, and after you've done that, you gotta sell the fish and look for the rod you wanna buy. Even with a macro, you can only do half of these things. I played Fish on a different account for 3 or 4 days and got one of the best rods in the game. But then I didn't have much to do, so I kinda stopped playing it. So I think what's more important in this game is not the end, but the journey. What it takes to get to the top. So if you're new to the game, just take your time and you'll have way more fun that way. Next up is Rivals. By the way, I should mention that these games are not set in any specific order. They're not from worst to best or anything, they're just the top 5 in my opinion. So Rivals is an interesting game that came out this year. For the longest time we've had Arsenal, which is still a great game, but with the release of Rivals, I think I started to understand that no matter how big a game is, eventually it'll be taken over by a new and improved version. I mean, don't get me wrong, Rivals is a totally different game. It's heavily focused on its game modes that can range from 1v1s to 4v4s or even free-for-all. It has their own mechanics, and if you add to that the fact that it's a fast-paced FPS game, then you got the ideal game for the new generation of kids. I wouldn't really say it's a game you have to play, but if you ever feel bored and want to play some quick game, then Rivals would be a great choice for you. Unless your aim is terrible, then just stick with something else, I don't know. Rivals is certainly not the best game in this list. There's some things I don't like about it, but with that aside, I think it deserves a spot in this top 5. I also wanted to clarify that it's not the popularity that makes it good. Otherwise, Blox Fruits would be the best Roblox game of all time, which is not the case. Sorry, Blox Fruits players. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I couldn't think of a 5th game to put on this list. A lot of the games that came out this year were either garbage or above average at best. I was actually thinking about making this a top 4 games of 2024 video, but then I thought of one game. Doors. I know Doors didn't come out this year, however, the second floor did, and sure, you can say it's just an update, but the second floor brought not only a new map, but also new mechanics and more lore to the game. In this floor, you have to face more challenges and new enemies, and they're ugly as always. Well, Giggles is a little cute, but this game is best experienced with other people. I'm not saying you can do it by yourself, but I think you can get some good laughs by playing with others. And I'm sure most of you probably already played it, so leave your opinions about this in the comments. But that's it. Those are the 5 best games of the year. And like I said at the start of the video, it's just my opinion, so you can't completely disagree with it. But if you haven't tried any of these games, then I think they're worth a shot. And I also wanted to say that I think 2024 wasn't just a crazy year for Roblox, I think it was a crazy year in general. And I don't know if it's just me, but 2024 felt like what it used to be back then before the pandemic started. And that's what makes me believe that the world has started to heal. So let's all hope that 2025 is either as good or even better than 2024. But that's all, guys. I'll see you next time.